Welcome to this week's Tavern Brawl video. This week's Tavern Brawl is just a hallucination. Your deck is going to be made up of, I believe it's 20 hallucinations and 10 cards from the class that you choose. Hallucination naturally is a 1-mana rogue spell that says, discover a card from your opponent's class. Now thereby, the strategy is to play optimally a class that gives your opponent worse cards than what you are getting from their class. Second point is that the hero power can be kind of important, so a lot of people have said play Shaman, because the Shaman cards your opponent's getting are presumably weaker than whatever cards you're getting. I'm gonna go with Warlock for this one. A lot of their cards still have downsides, so because your opponent's gonna have a lot of more Warlock cards to work with than you, so it still makes sense to me, and the hero power could be very useful, as opposed to other classes like Hunter and Mage that are oftentimes played in these sorts of more random brawls where their hero power is also very strong, but the problem is that the cards that your opponent will be getting are also pretty strong, so that's what I went with. And let's see how well I can do with this. Rogue is an interesting choice, because obviously I can now potentially get a lot of cards that synergize with getting cards not from my class, which is any given rogue card I get from them as well. I'm gonna get rid of both of these Warlock spells actually. Normally I like having at least one non-hallucination card in the hand, but yeah, this is, Bane of Doom could be interesting, but we're starting off hallucinating, of course. Should have probably mentioned at the beginning, there's also 3 mana crystals at the start, so if you can discover 2-drop maybe, you can get going right away. Hallucination Burglar is interesting, I'll actually take it, but I can't play it right now, so I'll just discover another card. Undercity Valiant, oh, yeah, I think I'll take it. Deadly Poison is a bit bad, of course. That's the one advantage of having Rogue, of course, is that all of the weapon synergy isn't usable by your opponent as much. If you are playing Rogue, facing Demon Hunter is great, because all of the attack triggers can be far more easily activated. Twisted Knowledge, kind of a similar idea as if I had taken the Pilfer there earlier. I now get the Henchland Burglar, get some 3 mana worth of stats, while also getting the another Discover effect there, so the value should be there. Obviously the cards that you're picking from your opponent, kind of similar as the cards you would pick in Arena. You know, just whatever is really good value. Write this from another class. I almost thought it was the new effect from post class. Hunter's Pack could be interesting in terms of value. Arcane Blast could disrupt him very well. Starfire doesn't seem worth it. I think I'll take Hunter's Pack because the damage could be very minimal for the Arcane Blast, so that's kind of the stuff you have to consider. Hunter's Pack also a very good arena card, of course. And again, just generally, if a card would be good in arena, you can probably play it decently well in here. I can now use the Hunter's Pack to enable the Undercity Valiant if I feel like it. He just took a bunch of damage from that Chitterer. He got himself a 4-mana spell. I believe it's Discover a spell, not Discover Warlock spell, exactly, so that means he got a Rogue spell for 4 mana. Do I know right offhand what that is? Probably not. Yeah, Demon Fire, Demon Fire, deal to damage, yeah. So I can do this, and then Undercity Valiant, and then I can still discover a card. You know, just playing decent tempo. Underbelly Fence is really good. I have non-Warlock cards on my hand, so that's just one of those that's generally a good pick. All of the Rogue synergizing cards with other classes are obviously good in this brawl. That's one of the primary things, really. Picked up a lot of decent Warlock cards, has a big hand, coincidentally, as well. Fellstar Potion can work here, but I am sacrificing my board if I do it. Counterpoint would be... You know what? No. I'm gonna just trade my dudes in there. And then I'm gonna kill the Summoner and summon a random demon. Which just happens to be Imprisoned Satyr, so probably one of the worst ones I could have gotten. Because the... Now I just basically just have to try to discover a big minion at some point. And hope that I can discount it with the Satyr. Not the most likely thing. Ooh, secrets. Rogue secrets. I don't have the deck tracker on here, but there's, of course, 6 rogue secrets. The ones from before and the ones from now. I think I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Discover first. Heist Baron is interesting. Oh, Walk the Plank could have been the 4-mana spell, by the way, he got. Heist Baron is interesting, but I don't have a way to get lackeys yet. And it's kind of unlikely to get one. A Nubarak is potentially decent. I'll take a Nubarak. I'll hope to get him discounted then. And there is my rush minion. And I'll play Hunter's Pack. Should have done that first probably. Get the Alacat out there, just sit for a second. The Anubarak is going to be really good with the Imprisoned Satyr. Imprisoned Satyr is going to reduce the cost by 5, so it's going to just cost 4, and 4 mana 8/4 does seem like a good deal to me. Hallucination coming up from the opponent, that's not too surprising. You're going to see a lot of those. I actually drew a lot of non-hallucination cards. Usually you'll primarily draw hallucinations, that I would generally recommend to only keep 1 or 2 on the mulligan. And then seeing that hopefully you can get a non-hallucination card, because you assume that you're going to get enough hallucinations as you go on. And yeah, we're just going to see what he does. The less he does, the better for us, of course. And Expert Merchant. Oh, yeah, that was his 4-mana spell that he discovered. That wasn't great. Also, it was his highest cost card, right? Yeah. That means he has a lot of cheap cards in his hand, presumably including hallucinations. I think gets 2 more shadows there. My Satyr is gonna wake up now, so I can play Nubarak and the bow if I feel like it. I'm gonna discover first. Belated Cultist is decent. Bamboozle could be really good, actually. I do have some overset of minions, though. Nubarak would be weird because you're getting an 11 cost minion. Oh, sorry, 12 cost minion, which would be a giant, I guess. I think I'll just take the Cultist, and right now, I'll just play the Nubarak, and I'll take some trades. And that was actually Bamboozle. My bad. Oof, that's rough. That's rough. Okay, I mean, Nubarak trades very well with it. I assume he's gonna use it to either hit me in the face for 6 or to kill a Satyr. Either way, I'm probably just gonna hit the Nubarak in. Misdirect, by the way, is an interesting secret for me to have here as well with such big minions, but there are places where it's better and places where it's worse. It's probably just something I'm gonna sneak in when I have the extra mana somewhere. Which actually goes very well with my Eaglehorn Bow. One of the few weapons you can get off the Hunter's Pack, so there's a decent chance for synergy there. Never said Thrasher, we're going to see our opponent just dealing a lot of damage to themselves, and hopefully we can make use of that. And a lot of the world cards do it, of course, so we're going to see more of that, maybe. And then, of course, Noteworthy Fellfire's Potion does also go face, not unlike Hellfire. Rain of Fire, I believe, does too, yes. So, you know, got a couple of those. A lot of discoveries going on here. A card that would be great to get somehow would be the Dwarven Excavator or whatever her name is. But that's just pretty hard to pull off because, you know, mostly you're just getting class cards. Ooh. I don't mind that at all. I mean, the Bladed Cultist is neat and all, but I could get something way better. And, okay, he got an Observer. I think he got a better outcome there, actually, than me. But I will... Is it time to hit the Observer and shoot out Fellfire? I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna hit there. I'm gonna put up the Misdirect. I'm gonna draw a card, just draw on first. And then I will play the Trickster, and I'll hit him in the face for 6. And I feel like I'm in a decent position. My opponent has to go down to 12 just to attack with the Thrasher, which probably still worth it to kill a Nerubian, but at that point the Thrasher's also almost dead. I have... is Demon Fire to a character? No, it's to a minion, okay. So I have 6 points of damage right on the hand. I mean, I feel pretty decent, and also if the Street Trickster survives, which is likely, that'll actually turn into 8 points of damage. So my opponent is at 14, make that 11. Rain of Fire, Fellfire is 8. Weapon is 11. That's lethal. And that is why you always calculate your lethals, even when they might not be the most obvious. So, we can just hit him in the face, then cast Rain of Fire, and then Fellfire Potion. The order in this case doesn't matter, but be careful, because it also damages your spell damage minion. So you would definitely want to make sure that, in this sort of situation, you make sure that the minion doesn't die. So yeah, that is how the brawl works. That was just an example. I think Warlock is a decent class to play here. People have such Shaman. Definitely wouldn't recommend playing something like Demon Hunter or Mage or even Hunter, where you have decently consistently strong cards, especially in your class, because especially for Demon Hunter, the discovery pool is somewhat limited, but most of the cards in it are actually pretty good. So your opponent is very likely to get something good, especially because you have the choice between 3 cards with a discovery, so it's a very consistent thing. Otherwise, just play decent tempo. You can definitely, depending on what you discover, go for other strategies, but usually in these sorts of more random brawls, just playing for tempo is a good strategy, taking value trades and all that. Of course, knowing when to go for the throat if you have a lot of damage in your hand as well. And, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like on it, comment any other tips you have for this brawl, or any questions or whatnot. Join the Discord server to keep the discussion going, and until next time, that's it.